Welcome to the greatest. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
The Sultan of SWAT. The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout.
Yo, this is Nappy Boy Radio Live.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You so crazy.
And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Everybody stay where you are. Chill the F out.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I am Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this here a little twin. Wow.
It's simple. We kill the Batman.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Tell me, do you bleed? You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
These white men are dangerous.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
That there's gonna tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out.
Oh my God! You want to talk about mother? Oh, you want to talk about mother? It's mother time.
Move, Captain. I won't ask a second time.
It's no moon. It's a space station.
It's too big to be a space station.
Here at WIZ, we play nothing but the hits. Nothing but the hits. Nothing but the motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you, mother.
What's up? What's going on, fellow fanatics? Appreciate all you guys being here this evening, being patient with us as always, and not, you know, for us not showing up on Friday. Apologies for that, but we are all here. Well, me and Q are here this evening. Sorry, got a new setup. I'm trying to figure out. Is that it? There we go.
Surprise!
How to make it work. Yeah, appreciate all you guys being here. Appreciate everybody being here this evening. Like I said, we weren't here Friday. There were some technical difficulties Friday, not within the studio itself, but within our own busy lives. I'll let Q go ahead first. Q, your Friday.
Just all weekend, really all week, I've been transitioning to another company and work, so all week we're getting that done, and then Friday, I literally found out the day of I had to go take care of something at work, but we're going to stream before that. Then it turns out it was just too far, couldn't make the drive, so I thought I could make it, ended up not making it. Then today I had to go pick up some work stuff, so even today I was doing a little bit of work stuff. So just all week it's been work. And then got home, gave the dog a bath, but we here now, Sunday, talking about the Guardians movie of the year. I'm gonna say it now. Damn, do I need a...
Oh, can you see yourself?
No, but I don't know. Just busy with work, growing up and shit. You know, typical life.
Yeah. For me personally, everybody knows my position, what I do at work. I'm a supervisor, and I sometimes do have to drive. Sometimes I want to drive. Sometimes I don't feel like sitting at my office all day. But so I Friday did not want to drive at all. And I have a rule. I do not drive. I won't take cases outside of Norman or Moore past 1 p.m. because I'm not fucking with peak traffic.
Yeah.
So
that's the same way every time. I'm like, can we start like 6:30? You asking me to get here at 6? I gotta drive through traffic. 6:30, cool.
I'm like, I'm not. So I'm not gonna. Don't want to drive cases up there, up to Edmond or anywhere else during traffic. So anyway, I didn't have any drivers because they were both gone driving other places. So I had to take a case that had to be at the office before they closed. Well, our receptionist came in and told me that it was at dentist's office that was off Legacy Family Dental, which is off the expressway. And then there's Legacy Dental Group, which is off Covell in Edmond. And that is one of the furthest streets out in Edmond. Edmond is huge, way bigger than I ever thought Edmond was. And
it's deep.
Yeah, and yeah. So I went all the way the fuck to that one. I'm still pissed about it. I really am. Like, I have road rage as it is, and you put me in traffic with that.
I'm already knowing. I haven't been in a car.
It doesn't mesh well. So I'm all the way over there. I go up to the door, try to open it. It's locked. I was like, I look at the sign, it says they're closed. I'm like, bullshit, they're closed. They said I had to be here. So I call. Nobody answers at the lab. So I call someone else. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why am I at Legacy fucking Dental and they're closed? Like, oh, they shouldn't be. Check the website. Oh, they says they are closed. Like, well, check the invoice on the thing. Is it Legacy Dental or Legacy whatever the fuck? I was like, it better not be. So I check it, and of course it is. Now, mind you, Legacy Family Dental, where I was, is off the expressway. I know none of you are from Oklahoma, so you don't understand that, but it's on the expressway. And I'm not talking expressway like get off and there's incredible pizza. No, I'm talking way the fuck down the expressway. Where is Legacy Dental Group? Way the fuck by Frontier City. So you know that.
So paint a picture for y'all. He probably up here need to be all the way over
Yeah,
here.
no. Complete opposite side. Mind you, peak traffic Friday, people want to go the fuck home.
Yeah, that's no fun.
And I'm not in the Toyota. I'm not in the Honda. No. I'm in the van.
I'm in the
because my two drivers had the other cars. So of course, I didn't get home till like 6:45.
Friday was just...
Yeah, it was some bullshit. It's always some bullshit. So now we are here to review what we saw on Thursday, and of course that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Had time to rewatch it since we didn't stream Friday.
Right.
If that tells y'all anything, how good it was.
Yeah, no, it is great. For those that have not seen it, and I mean it's in the title of the stream today, so everybody should know it is a spoiler. We are going to be spoiling the film and talking about it, and I'm actually going to pull the film up, and we're going to do it like we did Quantum Mania. We're just going to go through, kind of boom through it, and then we'll talk about our favorite moments and some of the things if there are things that you might have disliked, we'll talk about that. Blah blah blah. Have fun. All right. Let's see. So we appreciate everybody being here. Eric, we appreciate you being here. Neres, appreciate you being here. Kenny, appreciate it. Mind of Inception, appreciate you. Derek, appreciate you. Xavier, appreciate you. Cleve17, appreciate you guys being here. And for everybody watching, appreciate you guys being here. I know this is not a ideal time that we would normally do a live, but this is the time that we have to fit the live in. So
until we figure other shit out.
But before we
should be soon.
Yeah. Before we dive into breaking it down and everything like that, let me go ahead and get that to where you guys can see. Before we go down into breaking it down, I'll go ahead and start that. For me personally, you know, one thing I did say going into this film, I said it over and over and over and over again, I still say it, is that there were going to be no connections whatsoever to what is going on in the MCU. Now, I held out hope, not really hope, but somewhat hope.
No, Raymond, we're live.
Hoping that it would be post-credit scene something post-credit scene might, I mean, even though it had nothing to do with the film alluded to nothing outside of the Guardian's own issues. I was hoping something in the post-credit would be like, you know, something with Kang or something like that. I don't know, but it didn't. So that was my biggest complaint with the whole film. Obviously, I mean, honestly, none of that, it didn't bother me that there was no connection to the MCU, because I think that may be why I had so much fun, because the current state of the MCU is still, you know, regardless of the course correcting going on behind the scenes, the current state of the MCU is still shitty. I think that, you know, it is gross. It's the highest grossing of the franchise at 17.5 million, I believe, and I believe it should have been higher. The domestic weekend, or the opening box office weekend, should have been higher. I think this is only suffering due to the sins of Love and Fucking Blunder and Quantum Mania. But this film is absolutely, positively, without question. And, you know, I said this the night we saw it. This is not an overreaction, and I had to think about it even more so. It's still not an overreaction, even saying it like this. It is one of the best MCU films, period. There's like, it's front to, or start to finish. There wasn't a down moment for me.
I'll say it. It's the best. Yeah. I mean, that's a debatable question. You can argue. And even I have trouble. I have trouble arguing with
film.
even like Infinity War and Endgame, but those two movies are just movies that feature every single character, and it's just Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is so fucking good.
It is great. It's
from
amazing.
start to finish, from literally the Marvel intro to the end of the movie. Maybe not the end credit scene to maybe the mid credit scene, but I don't think I blinked.
No, it was great.
I've never felt so many different
great.
emotions so quickly.
For me, I've not, with the Guardians trilogy, Gamora, and this is me personally, Gamora has been my most least interested character I've ever been interested. I like Gamora. Like I've never really been intrigued with, even in Endgame. Like that's why Gamora's death didn't affect me the way it affected other people, because I was just like, oh, it's just not a character I ever connected with. Even with Zoe Saldana playing her, it's still not like I never connected with Zoe the way that other people connected with her. Like I just didn't. This film, I connected with her. I connected with her. I saw her as Gamora. I was like, okay,
I'll tell you what. Same way about Nebula. Bro, yeah. Nebula was probably, excluding Rocket, because Rocket's probably the main fucking character of this movie. Nebula is probably the top 3 character in this movie by far, simply because everything we've seen with her, and now, like she said in the interview, she's now the one in the empathetic role and everything like that. And it's so different to see her in that role, and she's kind of honestly like the leader. I didn't even watch the Christmas special, to be honest. Don't think anyone needed to, but it's like you can kind of tell that Nebula is really the leader with Rocket, while Peter's getting drunk and shit, missing Gamora and everyone. It's like everything about this movie was just...
It was amazing.
Mantis was
a great film.
This is what happens when you write characters well. Like, we're going to get into scenes and shit, but like, I had a conversation with a friend a while back on how Mantis is literally has the potential to be one of the best characters in Marvel. Simply, when the scene we watched, we'll talk about it. But
yeah, no, it is a great film. It is, and I said this also that night. I give no credit to Marvel. I give no credit to the MCU, because Marvel and the MCU didn't do shit. This is a James Gunn masterpiece. This is great, and there's a reason why the cast stood so strongly behind James Gunn when Marvel fired him the first time. They were when Marvel said they weren't going to use the script originally, and they said, well, no, you got to use the script. We at least have to use the script, and blah blah blah. And then when they said we're going to use the script, they said, okay, you're going to use the script, but you're not going to use the man that blah blah. So there's a reason that they stood so strongly behind James, and it shows in this film. This film is, like I said, it's great. It's great. I encourage anyone to go and see this film, even if you have your issues or whatever with the current state of Marvel or the Phase 4, whatever it might be. This film, I didn't think about anything outside of this film in Marvel.
It's really
besides
good.
This film.
It's outside Marvel. This is a good movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I will see this numerous times.
Yeah, I'll probably go home and rewatch. I rewatched it when I went to bed last night.
Yeah.
I'll probably do the same thing tonight.
It's a brilliant film. But like I said, we're gonna break this down. Before we break it down, anybody say anything?
Raymond said this is in the top 10 of the greatest comic book films and MCU films of all 10. I liked Gamora better in the movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
This movie, to be honest.
Yep, that's how I felt about her.
And then William said Gamora regressed while Nebula grew as a character. William, he also said James Gunn gave Marvel his brother before he walked out the door. And then just some people talking about if it's really... Eric said, is it better than Winter Soldier? I mean, like I said, it's debatable for everyone. But
different tones.
Recency bias aside, this film is going to last. I'll rewatch this in 2 years.
I
don't have a problem rewatching the whole Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, knowing this is how it ends.
I can't put Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 up against Winter Soldier. Those are totally different films, totally different tones, totally different motivations going on in the films. Winter Soldier is its own. Is in a different category than Guardians, in my opinion, than Volume 3. Volume 3 gets dark, where Winter Soldier won't go. Winter Soldier, there are moments where you're those paranoid.
We're gonna talk, yeah.
But yeah, no, Guardians. This is different. So, but let's break this down. Get into this. See what's going on here. So as soon as the film,
the opening scene is actually probably one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, as soon as the film opens,
I don't even know what song it is.
They're playing "Creep."
All right,
by Radiohead. Radiohead is the song that's playing at the beginning. It's "Creep," and it's just showing the High Evolutionary, the creation of Rocket.
Should have paused right there. Looking at that shit, I genuinely saw my fucking dog. And I knew this movie was just like the whole time I'm watching whatever happens to whatever animals, I'm going to be thinking about my dog.
Yeah, no, it was
genuinely how I was. This whole, like, just looking in the rock, that's exactly how my dog's eyes look. Brown, black. So I was like, shit's finna get crazy.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job. They really did, man. Like, just the detail on some of the stuff, it was really good. So we, like I said, watched Rocket, kind of his eyes grew, watched him change there. Then he's sitting in nowhere. We're watching the Guardians set up their new headquarters. This is the HQ here, obviously. We've got Groot, Nebula, Cosmo, Kraglin going in. Star-Lord's drunk. And I'm assuming this is an everyday thing for him. With him being drunk, missing Gamora. Kind of trying to skip past the beginning here. This is everything going on. We're about to get to Adam coming in, right?
Yep. If you were asking for
real. Cosmo. I enjoyed Cosmo in this. I didn't watch the special.
Me neither.
So, I enjoyed Cosmo.
But yeah, no. Another element that was making me think of my dog, like.
And I really, really, really loved Groot in this. I really loved Groot in this. I think this is my favorite version of Groot. I thought teenage version Groot was my favorite, but I think Swole Groot is my favorite version. And then, they're all talking about, what to do with. There we go. Then we've got quick question here, and I'm asking the viewers this as well. What's everybody's thoughts on Adam Warlock in this? I'm asking you, what were your thoughts on Adam Warlock
yeah,
in
no,
Guardians?
I'll start. Definitely because I've seen the complaints and everything online, and it's definitely been a big highlight of the negatives of this movie. Me, I don't necessarily have an issue with it because, one, he got kind of his arc in the MCU in the sense of we should be getting a hero for the rest of the whatever we see him in. Right. And at the same time, it's like James Gunn didn't really spend any time with Adam as a character or anything like that. We all knew this movie was going to be something that James Gunn is focusing on his group of Guardians, but also, spoiler alert, that's what we're doing. He sets up Adam to be part of the next team in the mid-credit scene and everything like that. So it's like, if James Gunn is most likely not working on it, the Guardians again and shit like that, it's like, he set him up to, here, do whatever with him. I gave him his intro. I feel like we got enough of him. The moments we got were a little, I will say that, but it's like, I wasn't watching the Guardians for Adam Warlock, I don't think.
Right.
It's like, I don't know, maybe he's such a big character you would think you're supposed to be watching for him, but the way the characters are written, I really didn't mind it.
I think mine, if I have to give a complaint, my issue that I had with Adam was the same issue I have with Smart Hulk. I feel as if anytime a overpowered individual is introduced into the MCU, and this is my fear with Monica, and a overpowered individual is introduced into the MCU, they get sidelined or they get
like this human element.
Yeah, to where you
ow, who threw this at me?
Yeah, you can't, like the Russo brothers said it themselves. That's why they did it to Hulk. They didn't know what to do with him. He was too strong. What do you do with a character like that? Well, and again, I love the Russo brothers, but that's when you look to the source material. But I understand why Adam Warlock is the way he is in this film. I mean, it's not as if I went in expecting Adam Warlock to be anything different because James Gunn said about a month or two ago that it's gonna be like it's his first day on Earth. He's gonna be very childlike. He's gonna be like a kid. Blah 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 blah. All that kind of stuff. So I expected that, and I understand again why it happened because, like you said, they are literally James is done. Like when they asked him about Kang and he said, I don't know anything about that. He was like, this is about the Guardians. This is my send-off film, blah, 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 blah. So his focus was simply the Guardians. Obviously, you know, watching the film, that is the focus. The focus is simply the Guardians. He just bringing Adam Warlock in, as you said, is just for Adam Warlock to finally be in the MCU. Once he's in the MCU now, it's like, okay, I've set him up. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the range. You guys take care of it from here. And we'll see him again. Actually, Will Poulter just recently did an interview where he was saying the next time he would love to do a crossover. BP is one of them, he said, and the other was, there's only two of them. BP and the Direct just put that shit out. I think it was it an Avengers film? Might have been an Avengers film. I think that's what it was. But so we'll see Adam Warlock. Obviously, you're going to see Adam Warlock again, and he is in the comics too. Up now, a part of the. I mean, in the comics and now in the MCU, a part of the Guardians team. So that girl, the Nub Nub girl, she's not real. I don't know who she is.
Phyla?
The Nib Nib girl.
Yeah, Phyla.
Who the fuck was she?
She's like her name's like Phyla Vell. She's related to Marvel.
Oh, is she real?
Not relate. I don't know what her relation is to. She's real though. Yeah.
Oh, I know she was real.
Yeah, she's OP as shit too. How her eye was glowing and shit. She has cosmic powers like Monica and Captain Marvel and shit. That's why her fist was glowing and shit. But no, she's.
I thought that was another love.
Yeah, she's not. That's Phyla Vell. She's fucking dirty. No, that's what I was even thinking. Like, even that, if we wanted to talk about the mid-credit scene a little before we get to it, that the new Guardians team looks dirty. If I'm being honest, too. Like,
yeah,
it's like we were talking about who do we have for Secret Wars and shit, and it's like Guardians can play a big factor if whoever gets their hands on them writes them well. I don't know who Feige plans on putting. Hopefully, it's just him.
and also. On that other mid-credit scene, or post-credit scene, or whatever. I kind of called that, too. I posted it on Instagram, for those of you that follow me on Instagram. I posted it on my Instagram story. When Chris Pratt was talking about the F-bomb thing, some of the verbiage he was using in there, I was like, bro, he's done. He's not coming. He'll come back as Star-Lord for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But that's it. After that, he's boosted. I promise you, within the next...
It's kind of the same way as they put the thing at the end of Thor. Like,
yeah.
Hemsworth will be back as Thor or whatever.
Secret Wars. They'll all be back. Secret Wars. Like, and, they're also talking about pushing out Eternals 2 before Kang Dynasty. Or trying to push out Eternals 2 before Kang Dynasty. But after that, I think within the summer, probably toward the end of the summer, Pratt's going to be fall. I'm going to say fall.
Big DC role.
Pratt's going to be announced as Booster Gold.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Official Liam said Phyla is Marvel's daughter, and Raymond says she's connected. Yeah, she's connected to Kesar in some way. I don't know all the exact connections and shit. Xavier said, I can see the comic book readers being pissed off with how Adam Warlock was introduced. Luckily, I don't have any ties to the character, so I look forward to see him in the MCU going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was wondering how people felt about Adam Warlock being,
And then,
he was still really strong, though.
Kenny said the only people upset about Adam Warlock are comic book fans. Average moviegoers think he was great and can't wait to see more of him. Raymond said, I'm still mad Adam Warlock wasn't a major character in the Infinity Saga. Should have been an Infinity War.
Well, Russo's already said why he wasn't, though. Another character they didn't know what to do with him.
Williams said Marvel's going to run Adam Warlock into the ground with how stupid he's written. He's going to be the goats in Love and Thunder.
I don't think he's going to stay stupid like that, though. This is, like James said, that was his first day on Earth. Literally, it was. Like, he didn't know anything. He quite literally was stupid.
No, he was dumb as a rock. And then
He
Mesa,
seemed more intelligent though in the mid-credit scene.
Mesa Diani said, "I'm not mad about Adam Warlock. It is what it is, and he'll be in the MCU more." So it seemed like most people aren't too upset about anything that happened with Warlock. Kenny also said, "I can see Warlock being the center of the next Guardians of the Galaxy and kind of having his Magus arc."
Yeah, no. I thought Will Poulter did a good job too. Just as far as like.
Yeah, I wonder if Bradley Cooper stays as Rocket, or if they, with all this AI shit, if they got enough voice of him to just do it forever. I wonder what's gonna happen with that.
Bradley Cooper will probably stay on as Rocket.
That nigga loved that role. But yeah.
Oops. Why does that keep doing that? All right, here we go.
But
now,
from what we're about to see, his power scale is definitely there. Like,
yeah, no, he's kicking the ass. Definitely. So then from there, we've got Adam Warlock where he came in. This is the deal we saw. That key is obviously the key that opens the door that Rocket kept. Then we see Adam Warlock come in, grab Rocket. Nebula comes down, shoots him.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah. And Adam Warlock beat the shit out of her.
Out of everyone.
Out of all of them.
Groot's a fucking head after this fight.
Yeah.
Rocket essentially
destroyed
dies.
Nowhere. Yeah.
Nebula has to snap back into pieces and shit.
And I saw a lot of people saying online, well,
Drax is getting the shit beat out of him, and then Nebula stabbed him.
I saw a lot of people online saying, well, we got deceived by James Gunn, got deceived by Karen Gillian and Palm, and other people saying that someone was going to die in the film because no one died. And they were saying that the leakers were wrong and blah, 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 blah. My time to shine low, blah, blah. Not really, though. Because if you really want to look at it this way, because when these leakers and insiders or stuff are putting out the information that they see or hear about, in the script, I'm sure if you've ever seen a script, in the script it probably said something like Rocket dies, and Rocket did die in the film. It's not going to go into the detail. It's just going to say Rocket died, blah, 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 and that's for the director to explain to everyone at the table from there how and why and blah, 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 blah. So if you're an insider or leaker, you're only seeing that part. You're going to put that out. Someone's going to die. Technically, Rocket still did die.
Yeah. That nigga got fried to shit. I'll say, though, I'll agree with Raymond. He said, I'm glad nobody died. You don't have to kill someone in order for there to be stakes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't even know if the High Evolutionary he wasn't dead, was he? Rocket kind of just left him on the fucking ship. I don't know if that counts as dead.
No, I don't think so.
But I don't know if anyone really, majorly died in that movie. I mean, we all knew Batista was done as Drax, so we just assumed that meant he was going to die. Gunn would kill him off and everything, but he gave them everything. Drax, we would assume, is still going to be a character on Nowhere, raising the kids and everything.
I'll say this, too, about Drax. This was the first movie where I actually felt they put respect on Drax as far as,
boy, that nigga can act.
Level. Yeah, no.
We talk about The Rock and John Cena. Dave Batista, one of the best, if not the best wrestler to go acting that I'm thinking of, off the top of my head. I know there's probably a couple more, but he's had a good year so far. And even with the whole Guardian, he's
done a good job.
Yeah, he's done well and everything. I hope he gets something bigger off this.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. Kraglin trying to make the whistle work that couldn't make it happen. Then Adam Warlock asking who threw that at him. Mantis, they even put respect on Mantis. That's what I'm saying when I say put respect on Drax.
No, I was gonna say we'll talk about Mantis when we get to that. Shit was gas.
Yeah, we didn't really see if you look at other Guardians films,
he's calling himself the Destroyer in this film and shit. He's actually fucking
people
doing
up.
it.
Yeah.
He's not a dad. He's not Drax the dad like he was in the first two.
Yeah, he looked. I like the respect they put there on Drax. Drax getting his ass beat by Adam. Nebula pulling herself back together. Did she? Yeah, she stabbed him. Yeah, and he flew off. And this is them trying to.
When did Nebula get her arm?
It had to have been from the time in between.
Like, did we see this?
No, this would have been off-screen stuff.
Or was this in the? Did she get it for Christmas?
Oh yeah, was it in the Christmas special? Because I didn't watch it. Maybe.
Yeah, I really didn't, and I was trying to think back. She didn't get that shit in Endgame or nothing like that. So
it would have had to been either in the special or off-screen.
I would say she probably got it for Christmas. I would assume. But yeah, anyways, go on.
Them trying to resuscitate Rocket. This moment I was like, oh, okay. I knew he wasn't gonna die, obviously, this early on, but I was like, okay, we're setting it up. Rocket's gonna be the one.
And to acknowledge a comment from earlier, who someone said, like, you can tell Nebula. I forgot who said it, but they said you can tell Nebula and Rocket got close during the blip. Mm-hmm. It's like you really can though. Like Nebula was the one telling him get the med packs off. She knew how to everything. Yeah. It was dope to see.
Just the relationships that they've built, you know.
Yep.
When we get to that one scene, I really like that part. But when we get there, I'll talk about it. We've got who came back in. Okay, yeah. So they have the flashbacks now because Rocket's going through his flashbacks and everything, and it's them. What was his name? P89
P13.
And he
Batch 89.
Yeah, Batch 89.
Subject P13.
Him being introduced to all of his friends. It was the one named Floor. What was her name?
Lila.
Lila. Teefs.
And
Teefs. Yeah. So he's meeting them. You know, them all standing around. I also want to give credit to Chris Pratt. Hell of a fucking
like I said
job.
In the Discord, what a fucking year.
Yeah, what a fucking year.
What a summer, what a spring.
Yeah.
It's been
hell of a good job because he made me feel for Quill. Like there's certain Guardians that I felt for even since, you know, the introduction of the Guardians, and certain Guardians that I've, you know, not been close with. But I felt in this film I individually got closer with each and every one of them in a different way. Like I really like Peter Quill, and now in the MCU, I like him in the MCU, and I never did I dislike him, but he's never a character that I was just like, you know, okay,
yeah.
But again, hats off. You made me give a fuck about him for sure in this. Always loved Groot.
Is he just a head there?
No, he's got.
Or is he growing his body?
He's growing his body back here. And this is Nebula obviously reading through the system and everything of how Rocket's body operates and what happens if the kill switch is not deactivated and everything like that. Then they're talking about going to the biometric prison that is
Organ Corp.
Yeah, that is
Orgo Corp or something like that.
Where Rocket was taken, where it's
basically the Higher Evolutionary's headquarters, where he stores all his files and shit.
Yes, I think Cracklin already called her a bad dog here, and I think she's trying to.
Yeah, no, they have a little thing in the beginning where Kraglin can't get Yondu's arrow to work and shit, and Cosmo basically calls her bad dog and shit. I don't know, their relationship, the little small dynamic relationships between each character is really what made this movie so good.
It was great, bro. Like I'm telling you, I've not felt this way about a Marvel film. It's one of the best Marvel films, period, to me, in my opinion. But it's also my opinion, it is the best thing that they've done since Endgame,
without a doubt.
And somebody at work, when I said that, they were like, "How was it?" Blah 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 blah. And I told them, they were like, "It was better than No Way Home." Listen, when I came out of No Way Home, I said this. Even when we didn't have when we did our first that was our first video, No Way Home. I think I even said it in there. It's a good film. It's not a perfect film. Like I wanted it to be a perfect film, but it wasn't a perfect film. It was good, but it wasn't this to me, bro. Like
I ain't rewatched No Way Home.
Oh, you did? No, I watched No Way Home 16 times.
I haven't.
Oh. Wait, since the first time you've seen it? Oh, yeah, I've seen it 16 times. Well,
That's
in theaters.
crazy.
I saw it 16 times in theaters.
No, I have not seen it at all. I think it might be that Doctor Strange shit that pissed me off that I didn't go back and see that shit. Like, that shit's so crazy.
I love that film. But this is a great... No Way Home is not in the same lane as this film.
No, this is, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I've never felt so many different emotions so fast during a movie, bro.
I'm telling you, there were so many moments where I teared up. There were so many moments
then I got
where I was
happy
laughing.
and then I was like...
Yeah. There are moments
thinking
where I was
of my
like,
dog.
oh, shit.
Then I'm like, damn, I'm kind of hungry. Then I'm like, damn, I'm crying again. I didn't cry, but my eyes were teary as fuck for about the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. There was a lot of teary-eyed moments.
Is it better than Wakanda Forever?
Who asked that?
Raymond.
Then we've got Nebula and them, again, getting ready to go to...
Setting up the mission to get to Orgo Corp to
figure out what's
take
going on.
Rocket's file.
Yeah.
So they can figure out how to deactivate his kill switch.
Now, I think, are they giving each other names here, I believe? Yeah. Or no, they were just playing. It's good to have friends. And
yeah.
Then we learn here, I think we learned here, no.
Shit, this shit, he's fucking baby. This should have proved it to everyone.
Right. No, I don't think we learn here that, but we learn within this moments that High Evolutionary created the Sovereign, and that is didn't know that within the MCU. I don't think enough people are talking about this either. I really enjoyed the High Evolutionary.
What?
Yeah, I don't see enough people talking about
so many one-liners that were like, man. This
when he said incinerate
kind of spit it. This nigga said,
yeah.
Nigga said, I don't want to take over the world. I'm trying to perfect it. I was like,
I like the line where he said, where he was talking to the female assistant, and he told her, "There is no God."
Yeah,
that's why I stepped in. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, no, I love fucking villains like that, bro. And he was like. I like villains that think that they're doing a good thing for a good, purpose, but it's like, nah, bro, you're not. So I really love. I thought he was great. He did a great,
even
great
like the
job.
little I don't know. There was kind of two sides to him where we got to see where he was even sitting with Rocket a little bit, and they were doing the little equation and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Rocket genuinely and stuff, and telling him like, I made what did he call it? What did he call the little planet he had? What Earth? Whatever.
Counter
Earth. He was talking about how he visited Earth and they had the most beautiful art and music and literature and everything like that. And so he was genuinely explaining to Rocket like why he created Counter Earth and things that he wanted in his Earth and everything like that. And it's like whenever he took Rocket's advice on the chamber and shit like that too, it's like we kind of saw that he had a little genuine side to him, that they were working together, but this nigga was still a villain. Like, at the end of the day, nigga had his goal of perfecting the world and shit.
I understand where he was coming from.
Yeah.
That's the
like,
crazy. That's why I always hope people be
how does
like,
your puny little brain? I made you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How do you know it? I don't.
He was like, he's like, yes, we get it. I get it. We did that. But my question is, how did you know that? He's like, I made you.
And then he said it so calmly. He was like, because it worked. I was like, this nigga, bro. That's like one of the best things to me whenever characters like switch their mood because it worked. I'm like, this nigga, bro.
He was great, man. He was like, that I love that whole scene where he's on the ground, like, trying to figure. He's like, I made you.
Yeah.
He was like, it was great. So, and it was true to when he walked out at Comic-Con, dressed as High Evolutionary. Some of the things he was saying then, it was great. We didn't know then, because then I was confused. I was like, oh. But, like I said, it was great. I loved him. Loved him. Definitely one of my favorite Marvel villains.
Yeah, I didn't have super high expectations, I'll say. Just
No,
because
I didn't.
the recent we've been getting with Marvel villains and shit. But definitely one of the best villains Marvel's. James Gunn did. Hats off, like you've been saying.
No, hats off, bro.
And not just him, but everyone else who worked on whole cast, writers, everything.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful. Like I said, he was great. He great.
He just threw Adam against the wall right here. And
yeah, threw Adam against the wall.
Made her. This shit, yeah.
This was great when he said, "Say ah."
Yes, sir. I was like, this.
Yeah, they created the Sovereign. Throwing Adam against the wall, telling her right here, I'll crush him.
Basically saying, go get Rocket or I'll kill you both.
Yeah, these two got on my damn nerves.
Yeah, that nigga looked like, what's his name? Peter's best friend. That nigga. Nigga look like Ned.
Then they were at the what's it called?
Oroscope.
Yeah, the Oroscope. They're there, getting in, and then of course the Ravengers show up. The Ravengers show up, and then Quill not knowing that Nebula had been in contact with
this is Gamora's intro.
Yeah, obviously because Nebula knew he would act the way that he did act. So they came in, made that deal.
But still, Gamora's not really helping him. Nebula paid her.
Yeah. Nebula paid. Yeah, no, she was definitely not helping. Nebula paid her to come in and help them get in and get out, which she did.
Seeing Sylvester Stallone on screen, dead ass, made me laugh.
I'm telling you, Nebula again. Not Nebula. I'm sorry. Gamora. I've never ever been interested in her in the MCU. I just have not been. Like again, I think Zoe Saldana's a great actress. We've done a video over that talking about her not receiving her flowers and things like that. She's a great actress, but again, she's never interested me as Gamora. But this performance of her as Gamora, this was so good. She did such a good job in this film, in this role. And I said this outside of the theater after we were done watching the film. If I'm Kevin Feige, whoever the fuck else is in charge over there now that Victoria and Ike are gone, I'm sitting down with possibly even James and the rest of this cast, because the statement that she made saying that she doesn't, if you would have asked me a week ago when she said, I want somebody else to take on the role of Gamora, I've spent my time, blah, blah, blah. All I said was, no, Marvel needs to keep that same energy. She's the daughter of Thanos, blah, 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 blah. You can't recast her, blah, blah, blah. The same thing Kevin Feige, basically the same thing Feige said in 2020. But I'd sit down with them and I would say, I understand you don't want to be here, but what do we need to do? Because money does talk. And same thing with James. I understand you've got a whole you're writing Superman Legacy. You've got a whole fucking, DC slate. But what can we do to get you to do Guardians 4? He just recently talked about, I want to say maybe it was today, over the weekend, whatever, but just recently talked about the next director, whoever it is that Marvel gets to take on Guardians 4 and what he would want them to do and things like that, blah, 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 blah. If I'm Marvel, after the reception of this film, and after coming off the heels of Quantumania and Phase 4 and all the other bullshit that you've delivered, the other, 19, 20 projects you've delivered outside of this, I'm sitting down with every single one of them. Every single one of them. And I'm saying, what can we do to get this group back? What do we got to do? Because it's Marvel magic. From 2014 to 2023, Guardians is up there in the top tier trilogies for the MCU. For me, personally, it is still Cap's trilogy. Then there is for me personally, then there's the Guardians trilogy. But... And actually, you know what? I still am gonna have to put the Guardians trilogy over Cap's trilogy because I don't enjoy the first Captain America film as much as I enjoy the first Guardians.
I was about to say, I think this is the best trilogy in Marvel.
Yeah. I don't. For me personally, because I don't. For the first Guardians,
and I think second and third is Cap and Spider-Man are a tie, but it's hard to count Spider-Man with everything because Sony works on everything as well, so it's like you can count it as a Marvel trilogy, but Sony's really hands in on all that. And it's like, who's to say Marvel wouldn't have fucked Spider-Man up if they if Sony wasn't who's to say Spider-Man isn't the one good thing that Sony's doing.
Right.
So, but back to like everything with this. No, like everything with Gamora. The scene where she was yelling at Peter is like, "What are you so scared of in yourself that you look for in me?" It's like peak acting.
Yeah, no, they.
It's like, you know, that little video where she's yelling in Avatar, and they put like the scene and her actually doing it next to it. It's like, you can tell that's how she was acting in this shit. I can't wait to see some of that shit released and everything, the behind the scenes of this shit.
Yeah. You know, Peter obviously seeing Gamora again. Them talking about how the plan, how they're going to get in, get out to save Rocket. And this is the scene that Q was talking about where
High Evolutionary look a little genuine.
Yeah, he is teaching Rocket. And Rocket, is he teaching him? Because Rocket already basically knows.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's teaching him. He kind of just
knows.
Testing him, it looked like.
Yeah, so...
or it looked like Rocket teaching him.
And they did use a different actor. They used different actors for the Rocket's
young
voice.
Rocket,
Young Rocket, Teenage Rocket, and of course Bradley Cooper was older Rocket. Yeah, this is why brother had hair here before Rocket ripped all that shit the fuck out. This is him talking about, you know, he went to Earth and what he saw, and now he's making Counter Earth and X, Y, and Z. Him explaining to Rocket why they don't understand why when they try to transform the animals that they turn violent and vicious. And then Rocket explains to them what it is. Then they go in and, of course, make the necessary adjustments into making that happen. Then we go back to the Guardians trying to get the information out of Oroscope, right? What is it?
Oroscope. Something like that.
Peter talking to Gamora about the past and asking her to remember anything. Yeah, was this the clip?
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of those clips.
A little clip we've seen of where he's talking like this is old Gamora and everyone can hear him and starts laughing at him and shit.
Yeah, that was meant to say this is an open line, and then them testing those lines. They get inside. This is when Nathan Fillion comes in. Everybody was... some people in the audience physically gasped when Nathan Fillion came on screen.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're seeing them now infiltrating the prison here, getting inside the prison. Once they get inside the prison, they have that whole conversation, the whole back and forth here between these two, saying he's got one of those guys. Mantis accidentally threw their spacesuits out of the what's the trash bin?
They have like a little trash can that sends shit into outer space when you throw it in there and close it up.
Gamora's given basically the lowdown of how they're going to get in and get out, telling Mantis and Drax they're going to be together. Quill, Nebula, and are together. This part scene was funny. Mantis making the security guard fall in love with Drax.
Overall, though, Mantis just had good ass moments in this movie.
No, she really did. She really, really, really did.
Like whenever she told Drax to tell Peter the little quote and everything, and he's like, learn to swim. And Peter's like, wait, you actually made sense. So there was
there was good moments. It was great.
Good moments. There's such good moments from every character that we could really sit in here and talk about this shit for a whole week. Like, give a character a day or some shit.
Yeah. Dude, tell him I'll be there when you get back. I think they realized at this time that somebody was had broken in, and then this is Peter telling Gamora that he's gonna handle the lady at the girl at the front desk with his charm.
Nigga trying to seduce.
And it was funny the way she was looking at him, and then Gamora's I don't know, this version of Gamora's, I love this version.
Nah, yeah.
She came in and she said, tell us how to get, we'll blow your brains out. And this is Peter telling her, I almost had to just actually know, I kind of thought you were a douchebag. Then she takes him back there. They're going through all the files from every creation that
this
they've
little
ever done.
Tetris ass game of files.
Yeah.
Or a fucking pinball machine.
Peter's saying this is not what we do. Gamora's never done that. She's saying I'm not that Gamora. She's like, the girl you want me to be sounds more like her. Now this clip I did watch when they released it because this was funny. It was funny
this shit was funny as hell.
It was funny.
Just never noticed how black your eyes.
Yes, my father. Had been replaced.
No, it is everything. Like I said, so many moments between each character where it's like, how many Guardians? Well, yeah, like we're not even really talking about Kraglin and Cosmos like that, and it's like just so much shit happened in this movie. Honestly, it's like, but like the pacing of this movie was so perfect. It didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel too slow.
No, not at all.
It didn't feel, but literally from the jump, it was like, let's fucking go.
It was like I said, the whole. It's a range of emotions the entire movie. One moment, and literally you can be teary-eyed one moment.
Even like the intro, you're like, damn, this is this is the third one. The last time we're gonna see all these, like where they're going through the little Marvel thing. You see each of them on the letters and shit like that. It's just damn. Like that's what I was thinking in the moment. I'm like, damn, this really the last one.
The last ride. Nebula telling him to knock it off. Don't look at him. And that's the whole black. Your eyes being black, and start telling him Thanos had him replaced. They get the instructions for Rocket. Security guards are all out there, of course. They're trying to. This is Nebula saying, "Nobody move, or I'll blow her brains out." She told him to kill. And this was dope. This scene was dope with
Best
Mantis.
scene.
Yeah, this scene with Mantis was
one of the
dope.
best scenes in the movie. It's just so like that's how Mantis should have been written the whole fucking MCU. Because it's like she made that one nigga dance, and then she told this nigga like he starts meowing and shit. Like you think you're. It's like
told that one girl go at violent rage.
Yeah,
she just starts
like,
shooting.
Shit was just so beautiful.
Like when you have powers like that, that's in situations like that. Those
that's
are
what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to always be the kind, loving Mantis and shit.
Before this, Mantis only was useful to me
against Thanos.
Yeah, like that was doing shit like that, but seeing her do the flips and jumping on people, that's like okay, yes, that's
like
the
this
Mantis
bitch is fucking athletic as shit. Yeah. Like this bitch is a bug, bro. No, like this bitch is literally a mantis. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, the violent rage part there. She's shooting all these guys. Gamora said to shoot him, the carrot.
Bro, that shit had me so fucking dead. That niggas.
Nebula,
starting with him.
Nebula said, "We're not killing anyone." It was very different seeing the change. The change in Gamora saying, kill him, and Nebula saying, we're not killing anyone, Gamora or Nebula really has, like whoever said it in the chat, grew during the blip, having that time with the Guardians, seeing, it's the same thing, I imagine it's the same way that Gamora watched how loving this team is, and she slowly started to realize.
Past Gamora.
Yeah.
That makes sense, honestly. Nebula becoming past Gamora, but with a bit better writing.
Yeah.
Because it's like she already has like her backstory being tortured by Thanos is probably it's one of the best, and if not, it's like it's one of the most heart touching backstories in the MCU for a character.
Yeah. No.
But it wasn't even just Nebula. Like Karen Gillan played that role
played it really
so much better than she has before. I was like really so much better than she has before.
We've got, I think, they just went to that scene there of Rocket, but this elevator scene was funny. This is just Peter again telling her that we're not like this. We don't do this.
We don't actually do stuff.
Yeah. I want to press play so bad because I remember everything he was saying, but damn, do you remember some things he was saying in this? I don't remember any. Man, this scene was funny. This was a good scene. This was a funny scene. Then getting to the part where he's trying to convince, where he actually does. Oh, no. That's what it is. So this scene is where he's telling her. he's breaking down to her why Gamora is the way she is, why she doesn't remember things, blah, blah, blah. He's basically
and Nebula's like, to sum it up, yeah.
Yeah. He said, yeah, he skipped a few details, but to sum it up, that's
basically what happened.
Yeah, so he's explaining the Infinity Saga to her, basically. So, then we get to, now they're in the thick of everything going on downstairs with the guards. We see Drax get blasted.
And honestly, in that moment, I thought Drax was dead. I thought that nigga was cooked.
Every time something happened, I was like, okay, this is the one that's
I was like, okay, this is it.
This is the one.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't how the fuck Drax survived that shit? What did they do? Because they shot that nigga like 3 times, or twice at least. Once in the chest, once in the back. I don't know how the fuck he survived.
I think they put that med pack thing on him, but we'll see. Hold on. So then we saw Gamora tell Groot to bring or Nebula tell Groot to bring the ship to them. I like seeing Drax be Drax in this, like just him beating the shit out of people. Because again, we do see Drax fighting, but when I think Drax fighting, I always go to Endgame of him doing that stabbing thing. Like but this stuff that he was doing here was great. It was great.
That's the same shit I think. Look at that nigga.
Yeah, like
that nigga was a 10, bro. That nigga was so good. No,
was
like pause, but
he was great in
that nigga was so good in this fucking film.
That's when he got shot there. Then Mantis tried to run over to him, get him up and everything, but he was shot in the back again. They're telling him to put the weapons down and everything like that. Peter's trying to, thing on his feet. Goes over to, I forget her name, goes over to her, starts talking to her and telling her, please help us. Explaining everything to him, or explaining everything to her. Gamora says they have no soul, she's not going to help, but she ends up helping them. And then Peter takes off the gravity to where their
suits.
Their suits are just floating to where they get out. Gamora sees again. That's the first. She's starting to see the charm, starting to see why maybe her future self fell in love with Peter, things like that. How did they heal Drax? I don't think that was
because they wanted him to.
So then they go here. I think this is where they're talking about.
This is where they name themselves.
Yeah, they're giving themselves names and things like that. Yeah, she's Lila. That's Floor, Teefs, and of course, he named himself.
Rocket talks about breaking him out for the first time, I think.
Yeah, and that's Rocket there. Try to get past that. So Nebula's
scanning the file, seeing that one of the High Evolutionary's assistants deleted Rocket's kill switch, or the code to delete his kill switch and shit like that. He deleted it from the file. They're sitting there talking about it, and then fucking Groot says, "I am Groot," and then
that shit's so funny.
Gamora was like, "What?" Or like, "We know," or some shit like that. And then Nebula was like, "No, he said the passcode's in the side of the dude's head," and some shit like, basically translated "I am Groot" to like a two sentence output and shit.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, you can tell everyone but Gamora like can speak Groot and shit, and that shit's just hilarious in the moment.
She's like, y'all are just making the stuff up. They said, right?
But yeah, basically they find out that Rocket's file is now in the side of dude's head. So
yeah, and now
Nebula's
Gamora's explaining to Peter that you don't understand who the High Evolutionary is. There are parts of the galaxy that consider this man to be God. You don't mess with him. You avoid him. Blah blah blah. He's a lunatic. He's sadistic. That's where she's like
telling him it's a trap.
Yeah,
it's
a
like
trap.
Basically, they put the info there, and now you have Rocket, and you're taking him straight to Rocket. And then this is where Quill starts saying it's not a trap. If you know it's a trap, it's a face-off.
This is from the trailer. Drax saying we'll kill, people. I'm not killing any guys or any. No, that's not this part. I think that's the whole face-off thing. Oh, no, this is when she's saying you want me to be.
Yeah, like, this is where she yells at him and asks what. Yeah. Basically, tells Peter he's scared of something, that he needs Gamora or something. He needs to get over it and shit like that. And it was just really good acting from Zoe.
Yeah, and that's when Nebula stepped in and stopped her. She said, "My arm has a few upgrades thanks to that little rodent in there." She was like, "So I owe him, blah 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 blah. We're gonna help him, blah blah."
Basically telling Gamora they're family.
Yeah,
they're the Guardians are just as much family as they are.
Yeah. yeah, because she said, I'm your sister. And then she said, yeah, and they're just as much family. So she goes off. She calls. Now, this is a part I did not like. Because when Gamora called in, and, you know, I did like the part where he, you know, vaporized him. That was funny. But when Gamora calls in and she talks to the dude, or she talks to the comlink, and the Sovereign answers, would she not know that somebody in my team does not talk like that? Because it's not like the Sovereign tried to disguise her voice.
Yeah.
She was just like the Sovereign. So I was like,
where are you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like Gamora was a bit of a
dumbass
right
moment.
there. Yeah.
So then they go
But
to...
then again, maybe at the same time, she just ain't give a fuck.
Yeah, maybe.
Just probably come get me off this ship. I don't want to go to the High Evolutionary. This ain't part of my mission. I want my 100,000 units and get me off.
I loved this scene because it was getting to see them in their comic accurate uniforms. And then coming over to Drax. This is when Drax was telling... Or Nebula... Mantis had told Drax to go talk to Peter because he won't listen to her. Yeah. And he started talking about it. Even his butt has metaphors. And yeah, the whole thing made sense to Peter. Then they come up on... was Rocket's shit beeping? Is that where they ran in there? Oh, no, okay. This is the scene. God, I want to play this.
No, it's a flashback. Is it the flashback?
Yeah,
back
this is the flashback.
Yeah, they flash back to when...
yeah, the High Evolutionary's on the ground, you know, coming in laughing, looking for Rocket. He finds him and says, you know, they need him. Then they drag him over there, and then he's asked him, you know, how did you figure this out?
Basically, the scene we were talking about earlier.
Is
gold.
I can't express. If you have not seen the movie, cannot express... not just this scene, there's so many scenes, but this scene is one of the top, in my opinion, top peak scenes in the film. The acting performed, I wish I could pronounce name correctly. I'm not going to butcher his name. But the way that he delivered this scene, the range of emotion that the High Evolutionary showed from hysteria to anger to sadness to
curiosity.
Yeah, to curiosity.
How the fuck
I was like, this is peak acting, and this is what I've missed in the MCU. I've missed scenes like this. I've missed stakes like this. Like Raymond said, no one has to die for there to be stakes. And I'm not even, I hate to even compare, but I am. The stakes that were felt in this, the stakes they wanted us to feel in For Never, weren't felt. I was on the edge of my seat in moments in this. For Never, I think
we said even when Wakanda Forever came out, we feel more for a raccoon than a talking tree.
Yes, we did say that.
I think we said those exact words.
I do for, yeah, exactly. And I did. So this scene, if you have not seen the movie, this is a great scene. The acting here is phenomenal. And then not just the acting, but the scenery going on around his acting while he's going through his range of emotions, trying to understand how Rocket figured this out. They couldn't figure this out. What Rocket figured out is happening around them. You know, he said, like Q said, he's screaming, and he says, "Because it worked." And while it's working, you're seeing that go on, and it's so, there it is, bro. It's so good. It's so good. Such a good scene. And this is also where Rocket learns that they aren't going to the New World, that Batch 89 is going to be incinerated.
Yeah, and you can already tell, like, there's something special. He knew there was something special about Rocket, so he just didn't know what.
Right.
And so that's why he's letting him out the cage and everything, and Rocket's essentially helping him with everything. Like, he knows he's this fucking scientist and shit. He just doesn't know how he only created Rocket to be this smart-ass scientist.
Right.
And so that's essentially why he's trying to figure Rocket out a bit more. That's the plot of the movie. He wants to get Rocket back so he can figure out how the fuck did
basically
Rocket
perform a lobotomy on Rocket and figure out how the hell
this nigga brain.
Right. So then he's explaining that to him that Batch 89 is not getting out. They are going to be incinerated, and that's the scene literally where he says, "Incinerate them." So
what about the rest of the batch?
Incinerate them. So then they go back. They're at Counter Earth right now, and it literally is like Peter said. It looks like back home. And I think we talked about this again. If you are new here, and you have not, this is one of your first streams, you maybe never seen us live or anything like that. When we do our weekly news, or when we do our streams where we're talking more news and not doing a review, one of the news things that we talked about when we're talking about Guardians was the rumors and leaks that came out from the Marvel Studios subreddit that Counter-Earth would possibly be in the movie. So we did talk about this when we talked some spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy, because we broke down how Counter-Earth is in the comics and what we thought this was in the trailer, that this could have also been Counter-Earth, and then blah blah blah. So if you're new here, subscribe, because we get a lot of shit right.
Yeah. No, Mesa Dione said Counter-Earth was very unsettling, and I will say that, but I'll also say it to the point of, it wasn't where we were watching Ant-Man 3 and we're like, these creatures are weird and out of place and
unsettling, like Flounder and what's the crab's name? Sebastian.
Yeah. But no, it's like you can tell, like, they painted the image that the High Evolutionary is trying to make these human animals and shit like that, and so that's really, like, we get the image. It may be a bit like weird and awkward and shit, but it wasn't like in Ant-Man 3 where we go to some random place and we're met by like jelly humans that spit out goo or like make you drink them or some shit. Like, it wasn't just a bunch of random shit. Like, shit made sense.
Yeah, no, Counter-Earth. But I liked the unsettling moments for me personally. I liked the unsettling moments. I liked the moments that
Warpig was gas.
Yeah, I like the moments that because I saw
there was some creativity
before we even saw the film. Like the people that got to see the special showing, the red carpet event. You know, the event. Everybody that gets to see that film. When the reviews came out, there were people saying, "Oh, you know, you might want to think twice about taking your children to see this or doing that different. This is not your typical Guardians or Marvel movie. It's darker. I liked those moments, because those moments with this film, with knowing how the High Evolutionary is, it was just perfect. I mean, this image of Counter-Earth, I liked it. I loved it, actually. Then they land. This is from the trailer, which I found still fucking
that shit
hilarious.
Was so funny.
Especially when they started yelling whatever the fuck they were yelling at them. It started throwing the damn rocks. She threw the ball to Drax. Damn, it's not gonna show it. Threw the ball to Drax. This is when they're saying the naga, and they're throwing the rocks back at them. Oh shit! I like this. I like seeing Groot do shit like this too. And then of course Peter throwing the charm on again and help, and you know, being human to people so they can help. Adam kept what creature is that from? Is that from Shang-Chi?
The little thing that was opening. Oh, the little fucking the thing that's in the next Guardians.
Yeah.
What is its name? I forgot its little name, but I don't even know what the fuck it does, but I think so.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I was more confused with the fucking Ravager that was opening Doctor Strange portals and shit. The little red dragon.
Oh yeah, he was. That's the first time we've seen him though.
He was just walking by.
Yeah, he was before he was a Ravager. This was explained in which movie? Before he was a Ravager, he was a part of.
I feel like.
What's that? Where's Doctor Strange?
Comertage?
Yeah, Comertage.
Oh, I ain't. I feel like he might have been from Shang-Chi too. Feel like he was there when they had the little street fight and shit, and just a bunch of creatures were there.
Yeah, no, I thought he's in the second one too. But yeah, the creature thing, and then I forget what she's talking to. Oh, they're pulling up on the Guardians. She was explaining to Adam that we have to get them before they have High Evolutionaries people get them, so that we can stay in his good graces. Then she comes in and is looking around at how their lives are just like human life or their life or whatever, telling Drax to get up off the couch. She's trying to explain to them what's going on, and she shows them where the High Evolutionaries headquarters is, and his headquarters is built into the planet itself, so that way he can self-destruct it if he wants to and start over. This is the other clip scene that was also very funny. You know, this was in an article last week too, where they asked James Gunn, does he want to be the first? Kevin Feige asked James Gunn, does he want to be the first director and a part of the MCU known for putting the F-bomb in his film? And so James told him, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. So, and this was a funny scene, great scene. Again, Gamora realizing how much they actually care about Rocket, her even explaining that to him and things like that, or saying how
you must be one special pet or some shit like that.
Then going through Counter Earth and just seeing how shit is, it's like, I don't know, 50s Earth or something like that, because people getting beat with bats and shit, people getting
squid heads selling coke and beating niggas up, and even Quill brings it up later.
And this is the little kids, the second batch that he had built. Yeah, second batch that he had put together. So for these,
basically a bunch of super happy kids that have a bunch of energy and basically like fucking super kid.
Yeah. This is them showing up to High Evolutionary's base, and then Warhog says that, you know, Nebula has to stay because no
her
weapons.
Arm's a weapon.
Yep, but that obviously was not the case. It was just to keep Nebula down there while they went and did what they did. I like this scene of the High Evolutionary, you know, telling Peter to hold on. And I don't know how long they sat there, but this is the other flashback of them bringing Rocket back, and then Rocket explaining to Lila and the rest of the gang that no, we are not going to counter Earth or the New World. We are going to be killed. So I made this key that's going to break us out of here, and he does. Breaks them all out. Once he breaks Lila out, him and Lila embrace for the first time. But then the High Evolutionary's behind Lila and shoots her, and that was a sad moment. Then you watch and you see where Rocket's rage, where a lot of his rage and where a lot of his shit comes from. Someone actually posted this on Twitter. This is not me saying this. Someone posted this on Twitter. I agree with them though. This whole movie with Rocket gives so many things that he has said in the past, like it puts weight on so many things he said in the past, like the whole scene of them in the bar. I think it's in the first film where she was like, well, he called me a rodent and she called me this. And he's like, it ain't my fault I was ripped apart and put together. And yet, you know, that has weight now, you know, seeing how Rocket was treated and things like that. So you see the rage here for the very first time with Rocket.
Bro, look at that nigga.
Yeah.
That nigga was so sad. He's just screaming and shit right now, basically.
Yeah. Crying over his friend, the High Evolutionary telling people to come help him, try to get him back into his cage, and Rocket's pissed. And
basically starts mocking him and telling him, we get it, okay, you win this round or some shit like that.
Rocket jumps on him, rips up his face, and then takes the gun, shoots the security that comes in there, but little does he know security was not aiming for him. They shot
all of his friends.
Thor and Teefs, yeah. So he lost everyone in that moment, but then he did escape and got out, and then later became, obviously, Rocket Raccoon. This shit was so funny to me. When he knocked that dude off the motorcycle, I said, what the fuck did he do that? Knocked the dude off the motorcycle, took the motorcycle.
We gotta watch Rocky. We're going back to the ship. Back there? Yeah. Then when they get up to Nebula, man's... It was just so
funny. Then this is Peter getting upset, you know, with however long they've been standing there. Then him saying, I forget what he says here in that moment. But then obviously High Evolutionary then, oh no, he points out the dude. He was like, hey, you stole something from my friend. I need it back, blah, blah, blah. And then High Evolutionary's like, oh, now you've got time for me. High Evolutionary's explaining to them, you know, things. Warhog is then sent to go pick up Rocket from the ship where Gamora is. And he's kind of just explaining his whole plan. And Peter, of course, is coming back with his smart aleck replies.
Groot says, I am Groot. And he's like, what did you... He's like, he said, suck my... He's like, why are you so angry?
Yeah. Gamora sees Warhog. Then Warhol beats the shit out of Gamora. The Nebula. Oh yeah, then Adam Warlock comes in and takes out Warhog. Takes off its head. She could do that because it's a robot. Was it ever explained what's in his head? What gem that is? I feel like it. Maybe they. I don't know. I know they didn't say it in the movie. I'm trying to see. Can't remember if they said anything about it before the film, but I don't remember. Then we see Gamora run off as the planet is slowly being destroyed.
Got Rocket back.
Yeah, she went and got Rocket. She got Rocket too. As the planet's being destroyed because High Evolutionary said there's flaws in his programming and things like that, so he's starting over. So they are destroying the planet. Adam Warlock realized what's going on, tried to hurry up and save his mother, the Sovereign. He was too late in saving her, so he could not save her. That's the moment Q was talking about where he just pulled up on Nebula, and Nebula's trying to calm Drax, and Drax is like, she's like, bring the ship, and Drax says, I can't bring the ship, and she says, why? Turns around.
Yep, they're supposed to be with Rocket right now, and instead they came to save Nebula.
Yeah. Then we see them trying to get on the ship, and then this is when, Groot does what he does, which was dope. This whole scene was dope.
Yeah, dope as hell.
This scene was dope. Yep. It was a good scene. My favorite scene, though, is still the hallway Beastie Boys No Sleep Till Brooklyn scene. That scene is one of my top MCU scenes. So we see them trying to get on the ship, running. They do get on, but little do they know,
Quill and
Groot get
jumped off with
Dude here.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked
Groot
that with what they showed here, with them showing Peter prying that out of his head.
I was shocked that this nigga Groot grew fucking wings and was fucking a flying tree.
Yeah, Groot. That's a Marvel Legends figure, by the way, that I am getting.
Groot with wings.
Yeah, Groot.
Yeah,
with
that's just
wings.
gonna be gas.
It's pretty dope. He looks really good. But I was shocked them showing this part. Him ripping this out.
He's a robot.
Well,
they with no
true.
blood or nothing.
There's no blood. I was just shocked with even them showing the face.
Like him prying it.
Yeah. So then we see that they're. Oh, did he tell them to open the? Or are the kids in there? At this point?
What happened here?
This is when they get dropped in that.
Oh yeah, this is when. Or is this when they get to the pit of the three little creatures?
No. This is the kids. This is the kids.
Basically, they go up there to save Peter and them, and end up getting stuck in the part where all the super intelligent kids are locked up and shit.
Right, and see the kids.
And so they're talking on the comms, and Nebula's basically they're talking to each other, telling them like, "Well, we're on the ship," and they find out they're up there for no fucking reason.
And this is Nebula screaming at Drax, blaming Drax for them being in this position, saying that he's dumb. And then you got Mantis that defends him and saying, you're always angry, blah, blah, blah.
Basically telling him Drax the only one who doesn't hate himself, and he may be dumb, but he loves everyone and shit like that. Basically, they agree that Drax is dumb, but he loves him and stop bullying him and shit like that.
Yeah, she's telling Nebula, stop.
Like, we all know he's dumb, stop calling him dumb.
And
he turns out not to be dumb, because this nigga speak every fucking language almost.
And they see the kids, then they're, racing to try to save Rocket. Again, great acting here from Chris Pratt as Rocket is fading, or it's not downloading fast enough, as Gamora is saying it should be. It should be moving fast, like she said. And he sees kind of like that Harry Potter scene, for you Harry Potter fans that know, that Harry Potter scene where Harry is talking to Dumbledore in a similar situation like this, but it's that train station that's all white, where I believe Harry was also told no. But
not yet.
Yeah, where Rocket was saying, he's ready to go. He misses them. There's Teefs, there's Floor. He wants to go, and then he's fate again. There's that peak acting there from Chris Pratt, the crying and Gamora telling him he's gone, and Quill refusing to give up, and then that refusal shifting Rocket back down into his own body and everything like that. And then it's as he's leaving, telling Lila, "I'm not a raccoon." Then he's back, and this is that one of those moments there that I was talking about. Another moment where Gamora is seeing. We've had two so far. We've had the moment in the prison where they were breaking out, where she saw the charm with the girl, or three so far. Then where he got them out of that situation. Then this one here. So she's, the progression of her seeing why this team is so close, why this team is so special, and why her future self maybe really truly was in love with Peter is kind of coming to her. Then Peter's asking Nebula where you guys were on the ship, blah blah blah. The High Evolutionary shows up. Then he's talking to Peter, and that's when Peter's telling him, "You stretched-faced, whatever the fuck else you called him."
Purple nerd.
Yeah, and then he said he hung up. I love when Howard makes appearances, even if he doesn't really say anything. I love when Howard makes appearances, though. This is Cosmo still obsessing over the bad dog thing, and then asking Kraglin to please call her a good dog. They're calling Kraglin to help them. That they need Kraglin's help to get off of the High Evolutionary ship and back onto Nowhere. This is the Doctor trying to reason with the High Evolutionary, telling him, like, listen, I get you want this fucking raccoon back, but
you're doing too much. Like, you're
undoing a lot of the
too
shit
much
we've
is getting
done.
hurt. Yeah, basically what you said. You're undoing a lot of the shit you did trying to save or trying to get Rocket back.
Right, and
you
he
could just forget about him.
And
This nigga was bloodlusted on Rocket. That nigga wanted Rocket, and that's it. But that's.
And then he was
they tell Kraglin they pretty much have to connect Nowhere to counter Earth and merge all these beings and shit. Yeah.
And this is him explaining to her, these kids can do this, these kids can do that. But they are doing it. That's what he said. These kids can do this. These kids can do that. But they are doing it off, and they both say it at the same time. Memory. He's like, exactly. P19. Blah 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 blah. Just did it. He was like, that's what I want. And so, yeah, he's wanting them back. He's trying to explain to her why he's obsessing over Rocket and things like that. Then he tells them, I believe. Oh no, this is when Nebula's trying to talk to them, just thinking that they only say 2 words.
All they speak is jube.
And Mantis is doing like some sign language. They start yelling at each other, making the kids cry, but then Drax comes over and is, again, another scene where Dave Bautista stole the moment. Even if it was goofy, it wasn't like, I'm not saying it was like a Leonardo DiCaprio, Django slamming your hand on the table scene, but it was definitely a good David. This was a great scene in my opinion. I thought this was really good. Getting the kids and then seeing him, Drax be the dad that he was, and then telling Nebula, you didn't ask. I would have said the same thing. You didn't ask. You were too busy fucking calling me stupid to ask me what's your fucking strengths.
Yeah.
So
that nigga just like me.
I think this is him telling her he's going there without it. He doesn't really have a plan. I like that she said, she said, this fell out your bag. Is this yours? Or something like that. Again, another moment where she's getting closer to Peter. That's where I'm like, the way that they kind of ended that whole relationship with them, it's like, they got to come back.
Yeah.
Again, the costumes look fucking great. They really, really do. Them coming in, that's Nowhere coming into where they are. I liked the little brain of the ship, basically. She was, because she just like everybody be yelling in chaos, and she'd be like,
basically basically the main function room where, I mean, they even had like the Higher Evolutionaries ship set up to where, like, in that one room, they were dropping rooms like, disregard this room, let this room go.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need this building or room or some shit like that. So that was dope to see.
Then we've got...
They tied Adam Warlock up on the ship.
Obviously can't contain Adam Warlock, and then he's flying through. Then Cosmo sees that what's going on. They're getting into nowhere. They get dropped into the pit with I forget what those are called, but it's the creatures from the very beginning of Guardians 2. But then Mantis has before we even get there, we're seeing that Nowhere is getting destroyed by the creatures that I forget what he called them, but again, his assistant told him, "Sir, sire, please, those are only to be used in case Counter Earth was ever to be attacked." And he's like, "Do it," blah blah. So he releases them onto Nowhere. They break in and start causing havoc and things like that. And we see, what happens there. Adam Warlock was in the ship that they were in. Peter saves Gamora, takes them out tackling her out of the ship and set it to self-destruct, thinking that was going to possibly kill Adam, I guess. Then Mantis has the idea that no, they can't be that dangerous. They eat batteries, not people. And then she, of course, goes in and does her thing with them. Kraglin is watching the people of Nowhere go down, and you have to have the sentimental Yondu moment where he sees Yondu. And then he then starts taking them all out with the whistle, the arrow. And then Cosmo comes in, has her moment. And that's when he calls her a good dog. This is when they're still all arguing. I don't remember what he said in this. This is when he said, "There is no God, that's why I stepped in." She realizes, okay, this motherfucker's crazy. We've been following him, but we cannot anymore, so we gotta take him out. Which, in this moment, this was another stupid moment to me in the movie. There were two stupid moments. The Gamora and the Sovereign moment and this moment. What the bitch expected in this moment, I don't know. He literally can just... all of you. So, your gun, I didn't know what she expected to happen in this moment. So, he did exactly what I expected him to do. Incinerated them. And then, we've got Rocket walking through... Quill trying to tell them how they're going to save Mantis, Nebula, and Drax, but then they come through on those creatures again. And then this scene, bro. God, I want to play it. I want to play it. I can't.
Rocket tells him he's tired of running.
Yeah, Rocket says, "I'm tired of running, Pete." That's when you start hearing "No Sleep Till Brooklyn" from the Beastie Boys, and this slow walk. Again, great slow walk up. But this whole scene, just great.
Gas.
Yeah. Drax prying the door open. You've got a whole hallway they've got to get through. You got Mantis flipping through. The scene, I hope it pauses on it. The scene of Rocket jumping through the air, running on Groot's arm. Yeah, bro. So dope. So dope. They didn't even... That's not it. It's the one where he's like to the side. It's a good scene there. Yeah, showcasing all of their different abilities and talents. I even like that part where Nebula got knocked, but then just, put herself back together and then kept going. Like, dope.
Or even she's fighting whenever her neck got snapped back and shit. Yeah. She was just dope.
Nebula or Gamora had some dope scenes here. Yeah, this is a very, very... I love that hallway scene. The top scene for me in the MCU. And they release all the kids. And then that's when Peter tells him, "If you want to survive, you're not going to kill me, blah, blah, blah." Cosmo is getting the instructions from Peter of what he needs her to do. She needs him to hold it sealed, tight, so all the kids can get through. Adam Warlock asked, "Why are you guys saving me?" And then Groot said, "Because everybody deserves a second chance." Rocket sees, the same place he used to be, and he's like, no, fuck that shit. I'm gonna save everybody. He realizes he's a raccoon. He's gonna save everybody, so he starts picking them all up, and I thought that was cool too. That's how raccoons
carry each other.
Yeah, carry
their young.
And so seeing the High Evolutionary comes in is like, no, you've been running away from me. You're my property. What gives you the right to think that you can? And then, of course, the Guardians come in and help him take out the High Evolutionary. Gamora rips his face off. And we see him for what he truly is at that time. and Rocket or Drax told Rocket to kill him. Rocket said no, and they just left him there. So like he says, it's not like he's dead. He just kind of
ship blew up,
yeah,
but
ship blew
I don't
up.
know.
But again, it's like everybody always says, did we see him die? No. Cosmo's getting weak from holding it. She's still trying to hold it together. But then as Quill's coming back through, he hits some debris which stopped him from floating over, and Groot trying to save him. This was a sad moment. Henry made a good point. I thought they were going to kill him here, but then Henry said the minute he saw the way he would have died, he knew that's not the way that they would take Chris Pratt's Star-Lord out. He's not going to die from lack of air and space. And I was like, that's a very good fucking point, because shit, they had my high ass in the fucking theater. I was like, oh shit.
Even me before the movie, I mean, y'all know my thoughts. I said the only thing I think Star-Lord probably gonna die, Drax. So I was really just waiting on them two. So I was thinking, like you said earlier, this is it. This is the one.
This is the one. That scene where she's carrying him out. That's not Chris Pratt. That's a prosthetic that they made. I said, shut the fuck.
For real in the beginning?
Yeah.
Whenever he's drunk?
Yeah, when he's drunk. Like, they were showing, there's a behind-the-scenes video about on Twitter right now, and he was like, bro, he's like, is that my dimension? He's like, is that how long? He's like, yeah, that's how long you are. That's how wide you are. It looked just like him.
It's
I was
you,
like,
but not the weight of you.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? That's dope. So then we see, what's going on.
Adam goes.
Yeah, Adam goes and saves him, brings him back in, of course, and he's okay. Adam awkwardly hugs them too. Gamora understands Groot, and
Groot says, "I love you guys."
Yeah, that was that I was unexpected. I
mean, I saw people talking about it. It makes sense though. Like, this is like a version of Groot that spent most of his time on Earth and with the Guardians and shit like that. So it's like, it makes sense for him to be able to start understanding a little bit of English.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Groot in this. I think he was probably one of my favorite characters in this film also. But just the interaction between him and Gamora here, telling Gamora it was nice working with her again and things like that. And I love the interaction between her and Quill here.
She tells him, "I bet we were fun."
Yeah.
He says something like, "Oh, you don't even know. You have no idea," something like that.
Yeah. Then of course they go back to their teams. Quill tells them that he's going to step down, going to go back to Earth, go see his grandfather. Hasn't been there in years. Mantis says she's stepping away as well. Drax says he is as well, which leaves Rocket in charge of the team. Nebula saying she's going to stay on.
And then Nebula tells, Drax stays too. Nebula tells Drax to stay and help with the kids.
Yeah.
And then Mantis goes off with the little creatures from the high evolutionary ship. Like you said, Quill goes back to wherever the fuck he's from.
Yeah. Then Rocket starts playing the music on the loudspeakers. Everybody starts dancing to it. And then we see Mantis
Happy Ever
leave.
After.
Drax is still there with the kids. The Ravagers are back with Gamora, Kraglin and Cosmo. Then we skip to Peter seeing his grandfather for the first time since he was 8 or 9 years old. I think it was 9 years old, and back with the kids and Drax. And credits. And again, the post-credit scenes that we did get, I don't think they're on here. To be honest,
I think the mid might be. Yeah, that's the.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the end. So the mid credit scene already played.
Is the mid one the? Oh yeah, that is the mid one. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so we've got the mid-credit scene here that's got everybody.
The new Guardians.
Yeah, we've got the new Guardians team.
You got Kraglin, Cosmos, Rocket's the leader, Warlock's there, probably the strongest, and then Phyla. And then the big-ass shit they leaning against is Groot.
Yep. watching the scene, I didn't even realize Groot was.
I didn't
even realize Groot wasn't there. And then when I was like, holy shit.
And the little creature that Adam's been running around with, what's his name? The little.
I have no idea that creature.
The little pudge thingy. I don't even know.
But them talking about
their favorite,
that they like, and again, this I said about Adam being more mature, seeming like in this one, he doesn't seem as childlike here. Still childlike, kind of, but not. Seems I don't know how much time has passed either since.
And they didn't say anything.
We
can assume a lot. I mean, Kraglin's pretty much mastered this shit. He asked if they want him to handle it, so we can assume. I don't know if Kraglin mastered the arrow fast after that after seeing Yondu in the field, or. But
I don't know. I hope they make a Marvel Legends version.
I need this.
Yeah, I want this group. That one's huge. And then they've got Rocket saying,
"On my word," and then his word is word. But it's like looking at that lineup of Guardians,
look at Groot, bro. It looks dope.
Them niggas look OP, bro.
No, they look good. I mean, you got Adam Warlock on the team. I mean, they look dope.
Like even Kraglin though, like Kraglin's solid.
Yeah. And then that's the film.
Niggas just Yondu.
For me personally, I thought that this.
It's just the dynamic of the team. It's just you got so many different things to do with them. Even with the new team now, it's crazy.
Yeah. It was a great film. I love this film.
Thank you, Stamina, because I was.
It's definitely in my top.
He said the furry creature's name is Blurp.
Blurp. It's in my top. It's in my top 3 favorite MCU films now. It's that good. It is that good for me.
I put on my story. I don't know if it's my favorite. I think it's the best. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, well-rounded comic book film where I felt just such a dynamic between each character, between Quill and Mantis to Quill and Cosmos to just every little thing felt right from the time I sat down. I mean, it was hard to find my fucking seat, but from the time I sat down and the Marvel credits started and then the movie started, the opening scene is one of my favorite scenes of Rocket just walking around the town singing and shit. You can tell he's kind of got this little grudge in his voice. And it's just, not once did I complain about the CGI in that movie. Not once did I say, oh, this shit looks off right here. I really just sat down for however long the movie was and enjoyed it. And I haven't, like I said, recency bias aside too, I haven't felt like that in many Marvel movies outside of Infinity War and Endgame.
No, I
like you have Winter Soldier. I mean, personally for me, Doctor Strange, the first one is always going to be top 3 just because it's just my opinion. But other than that, like, not too many other moments. I mean, we have Civil War was cool, but it's like I don't know. This shit is my number 1 Marvel movie.
it really, for me, my Guardians, if I had to do my list for the trilogy, for me it goes the third one, the first one, the second one. And the only reason this first one is before the second one is because they lose me in the third act on the second one. I hate the third act of the second one, but I love that second one. But this film, for me, in way of their trilogy, it is at the top. And in way of trilogies, as we said, what does the poll say? What were they saying?
They said Cap. It's 35 votes, but they said the Cap trilogy. Got a couple more. Let me end it and see what the exact results are. Yeah, 54% for Cap and 45. But that is just debate. That shows it's debatable, though. Yeah. And those Captain America movies are damn good, too. And they have plenty of features in them as well and cameos and stuff like that. So it's like I stated, it's debatable. Everything is subjective, but
yeah. No, like I said, I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. I have not. Again, I can't give that credit to the MCU like that. Marvel has to still win me back, as I said on Twitter. They have to still personally win me back, and hopefully, maybe, I don't see it being Secret Invasion, but maybe it is going to be Secret Invasion, because that is a Marvel, that's an MCU project. Even though, yes, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a part of the timeline of the MCU, it's a James Gunn project. It's on the poster, a James Gunn film. At the very beginning of the fucking credits, a James Gunn film. Like, it's it's James Gunn, and it would not have been that way if Marvel wouldn't have brought James Gunn back. Yeah, you would have had the script, but it would it had been directed the way that this film was beautifully directed? Would it have had the heart that James Gunn put into it, being here with these this group of misfits that he calls them and things like that? When he was asked 11 years ago, like he posted on Twitter, he was asked 11 years ago to make Guardians. He didn't want to make another superhero film, and he didn't. The first Guardians, the second Guardians, the third Guardians. Bravo, James Gunn. I cannot give that credit to Marvel. Again, you gotta win me back. What's next for them? Secret Invasion and then the Marvels.
Unless you want to count Spider-Verse, but yeah, Secret Invasion and the Marvels.
I don't count Spider-Verse for them. And with those two things being the next two things on the list of things that we're going to see, Secret Invasion already has me questioning things. The only reason it has me questioning things is because it's the MCU's version of Secret Invasion. It is not going to be comic accurate to what we know Secret Invasion to be. That being said, I don't expect to see any superheroes come in this series as
at least not anyone major.
Yeah, no one major. And if we do see someone,
I don't know. I don't want to talk like that because I'm still expecting it to be good, and it's I don't want to talk like if it's not what the comic is, it won't be good because we all know
it doesn't have to be like
that's what I'm saying because we all know the comic is something crazy. We just need the tone of it to be comic accurate, in my opinion.
I want the tone, but I also want the whole idea of Secret Invasion is not just that the Skrulls were infiltrating the military, the government, and things like that, and highly sensitive U.S. Information. It wasn't just that; they were infiltrating everyone, the superheroes, everything, and it's like if we don't see them. S.H.I.E.L.D. If we don't see them coming out as heroes, with that reveal in Secret Invasion when you first read that, knowing that some of the Jessica Drew we've been with ain't the Jessica Drew that it's the Thor you've been with as a Skrull, and they now have infiltrated the Avengers. They know top secret information about the Avengers because So the tone. I want the tone to be the same and everything like that, but. I don't want to just because the latest picture that they just put out. Thank you for that. The latest picture that they just
appreciate
put out,
you, FTO. That's my name, KJ. Appreciate you.
Was
Kenneth.
A scroll with
you gonna get mad?
The president and the current president of the MCU. And again, it's just another government official. And I'm like, I'm not expecting them to show heroes in the promo. I'm not. Maybe they want to keep that on the low. Maybe they want to keep that a surprise. Maybe they want to keep it so much a surprise because it's a hero that we're not expecting it to be. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm hoping that we see some, and we don't have to see them. Maybe they can make it compellingly interesting. And maybe they might name drop. Maybe they might name drop heroes. I don't know. But I'm still. The first trailer, this is the last thing I'm saying about it, the first trailer for Secret Invasion really had me hype, as we all know. We watched it all together. That second one just did not do it for me the same way that first one did.
That's usually how it goes, though.
So we'll see. And yes, like Stevie said, all six episodes are going to be an hour long. So it's 6 hours.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I mean, it's probably going to have like fucking 8 minutes of credits every episode.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they really can get that going, and then of course after Secret Invasion, then we've got what we do know about the Marvels and what the Marvels is going to be, and it is already the most disliked trailer on YouTube
ever.
Yeah, is it the most disliked video on YouTube? So it beat. Is it trailer or video?
Like I thought it was just Marvel trailer ever, but it might be something else now. But I know it was for sure the most disliked Marvel trailer ever.
Okay. And yeah, I'm glad Raymond asked that because I was actually going to get into that. A lot of people have asked me that. Does this make me feel better about Superman Legacy? I'm more at ease for sure about Superman Legacy because I watched James Gunn handle so many different emotions so very well. And now that takes it back to what he said last week about how he understands who Superman is. He understands who Kal-El is. He understands this fan base, and he knows that you cannot make this a comedy. When he said it then, I said, we shall see. Again, I think my trust in him with Superman Legacy, and not just with Superman Legacy, but with what he wants to do with the future of the DCU. I'm on board. I'm on board with what James is doing. I am on board with what he's doing.
And nigga Feige might want to pay that nigga.
I'm telling you. So yeah, so that is what's next is the Marvels. The Marvels is what's next. Secret Invasion. Then the Marvels is next theatrical release. I want to make sure that we have that correct. Hold on, because I do have that. Where is the Reddit? Here we are. Alright, the Marvel stuff, let me see. So you guys can see it too.
Raymond said we gonna be live for the Jonathan Majors court case.
Where's the Marvel stuff?
When is that? Thursday, Friday? I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. I was trying to find the Marvel shit on here. Because they had when all of the next upcoming shit was.
No, the case start tomorrow? Damn.
Okay, yeah, I don't see it. But yeah, I think that is what's next. Because they had up here on the Marvel subreddit all the oh shit, don't play that. Yeah, they had the upcoming projects and things like that, but I'm not seeing it on here. So, yeah, the next upcoming one show that we do know for sure is going to be Secret Invasion. So, and we'll be here for that. We'll be here for Secret Invasion to discuss Secret Invasion with you guys and give you guys our thoughts and all that stuff on that. We'll be back. We should be back here tomorrow for a regular. Tomorrow we're going to likely, because I was going to bring it up today, but I'm not. We're likely going to talk about Blade tomorrow and how Blade has been halted because of the writer's strike and how I believe it's just not happening.
They just announced some villain, though.
They did. More announcements.
I forgot what her name was.
More talk.
Yeah.
You can announce all the villains you want. Who the fuck gonna write them?
Hey.
There's a strike. So, yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. Q, do you want to quickly touch on some of those, like, got maybe like 5 here?
Stamina said if they're smart, they'll let the events of Secret Invasion bleed out in the subsequent shows. So in amongst all the multiversal-ish, there will be Skrull impersonators on the Prime timeline. Could be okay.
Could be, for sure. For sure.
Jordan said the Marvels already looks visually stunning, but just hoping the writing is top tier. I trust Nia. And then he also went to say, we all know why the trailer is disliked, not because it doesn't look good.
Yeah. But I'll also say, too, from that plot leak, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's one thing to look forward to, it sound like. Grace said, you can see the difference between a 2-hour studio mandated tie-in commercial leading up to a big event film and actual filmmaking with a real director at the helm. Yeah, no, you could tell. This was planned.
Yeah.
Didn't let anything go outside of his plan. Knew what the fuck he wanted to put on screen.
And did it.
Did it, yeah. Stamina then said, I think the only question I have is how did Gamora get off Earth and back to the Ravagers? Maybe when I go watch it again, I'll catch it.
Maybe. That is a question. I don't know.
Mega said, I kind of wish Drax did die in the movie, and Gamora should have returned to her timeline, but because there's no way of multiversing and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, maybe Secret Wars can explain. And then a couple people said Cosmo's tongue looked fake. Shit.
I thought they did a pretty good job with the CGI on. I thought Groot looked great. I thought Cosmo looked good.
I was gonna say I didn't notice. Couple more. Antone Films said Groot got bigger. Looks like current comic accurate Groot. Gray asked if Secret Wars was confirmed for Star-Lord. Probably not confirmed, but they'll probably gonna throw every check at any nigga they can put in that movie.
They have to. I bet you there's so much being reworked now that Feige has gotten Victoria and Ike out. There's so much being reworked on so many things. Yeah, they're gonna. I don't even care what Scarlett Johansson said a week or two ago when she said her time is up. She's been there, done that movie. We said the same shit about John Boyega in Star Wars, and look where that nigga is at. Yeah. Back with Star Wars after they treated him like the porch nigga.
Just be telling people to say that for a check.
No. Right.
And he also said that was a messed up moment. I thought had with Rocket, then Drax in the beginning, then Star-Lord in space. So many death fake outs. I think that's what made it so good, though. The fact that I thought these niggas were finna die, and it's just, damn, they didn't. Not damn they didn't, but it's like, damn, I was wrong. Right. Any new ones? D. Steele said he hit the dislike button on the Marvels because it looked meh.
Yeah.
Omega said, awesome night. Darius, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 rocks. Best 9 out of 10 for MCU so far. Thor 4 ending was trash. Guardians was way superior. Even Wakanda Forever failed to give the emotional as Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's very true.
And then Stevie said, I don't know what is going on with Blade. You never heard about any other main character Marvel movie going through what Blade has.
No. I don't know, bro.
And then William said they about to just use the old script and have his daughter replace him. And then Raymond said Raymond said he think Ali will walk. I wouldn't doubt it at this point. But then again, it's like Feige most certainly gave him almost complete control with that character as well. So even though it might take time, shit's supposed to be rated R.
Oh, see, that sucks. I'm reading what official MG said, where he said, not the first part. I'll tell you what sucks. He said the Marvel's trailer got a pretty good reception during his screening of the Guardians, and the trailer looked good in IMAX. We missed the trailers.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see that, and I'm pissed I didn't get to see that in IMAX. Because I walked in on
might go see it again.
Yeah, that too. I walked in on fucking the Flash trailer, which I'm sick of seeing, but I walked in on it.
I don't even know boy, it's a whole story of how long it took me to get to my seat. Xavier said I wouldn't blame Ollie if he did walk. And Raymond said he's never seen a movie in IMAX. That's crazy.
Yes.
Different
you
experience.
Go see a movie in IMAX.
Different
experience.
For sure.
Yes, Stamina. Boyega is back. Boyega is going to be back with Rey in this new trilogy. Or this, not trilogy, this movie, whatever movie this is they're doing. So yeah, he's back. Money talks. I don't know how many zeros.
He said he has to go to Manhattan if he wants to see IMAX.
Oh. I don't know how many zeros they put behind that check for Boyega, but
hey, it was enough. Maybe it wasn't zeros, maybe it was nines.
Omega said, do I think Ant-Man? And I don't. I do not.
I covered all of them.
Yeah, Grace said they backed up the Brinks truck to his house. Yes, they did. Or Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde. No, well, he is single. Back on Earth. Maybe. I don't see them doing it, but maybe. All right. So yeah, we'll be back with you guys likely tomorrow for our Monday stream to go over some news and things with you guys. And then I got to figure out the exact dates for Secret Invasion, and we'll get with you guys on those for the reviews and things as well. But appreciate all you guys being here and hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate all the support and that you guys constantly continue to give. Again, I apologize for Friday. As if you were here at the beginning of the stream, you understand why we were late Friday. Just a bunch of bullshit. So,
yeah.
But like
bunch
I said,
of it.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys being here. So, as I always say, like, subscribe.
Have a good rest of y'all weekend.
Wait a minute, where's my? I'm telling you, this is all different. There we go. It's different. You guys can like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Back Monday, likely there. Back for tomorrow. If there's no bullshit at work for anyone, then we'll be back then. Appreciate you guys being here. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 if you have not seen it yet. It is worth the money. It is worth the money. It is worth the money numerous times. Go once. Go twice. Go 3 times. Go 16 times like I saw No Way Home if you want. But go enjoy that film. So like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see all of you guys in the very next video. Let me give you guys some. Hold on. I can't let y'all go out like that. Let me see what I can do here really quick, because that shit is just my shit. Bear with me 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, hold on. I'm getting it going. I tried to have something different prepared. Well, I thought about it actually just now. So let me not sit and say I tried to have something different prepared. I thought about it just now, but I should have had this prepared. So this could have been the closing, but this is going to still be the closing. It's just going to be a very ugly, unedited closing. All this space in between. Like, Q had time to go to the bathroom. He just got out of the bathroom. He's probably thinking, what the fuck is he still talking? Okay, here we go. So anyway, like I said, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll see all of you guys in the next video.
No! Say! Yeah, Brooklyn! Hey, what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music again. Gonna break down this Beastie Boys and then the...
Well, that wasn't the Beastie Boys. That was somebody breaking down the Beastie Boys.
What's up, guys?
You guys don't get any Beastie Boys today. No Beastie Boys for you guys today. The best that you're going to get today is going to be something we've heard before, but hey, it's not Beastie, but he's up there. Have fun.